Hi, I'm Steve Lentini, Lord and Lentini, Training for Life. And I've been coaching and training salespeople and a lot of different clients, leadership, CEOs, about how they approach the marketplace. And I've been selling since 1975, actually, is when I started selling. And so you're going to see my cat come in and out. You might hear my dog bark, but that's part of the process here in my home office. So the question that's always been on my mind, as long as I've been selling, as long as I've been in the marketplace, is why are people doing bids? For example, construction companies. For those of you that are in construction, you know the cost of building a building. You know the cost of foundations and paving, and then when you get to the interiors, you know the cost of flooring and ceiling and painting, for example, the walls. Why not partner with people you know are good? And you all know the cost ranges that you want to come in at. So why are you wasting time with bidding? Why not select preferred partners? Why not invest the time? Select preferred partners who have performed, who you know have performed, who've come in previously either on budget or under budget or maybe slightly over because you all have change orders. Why not invest the time with a preferred supplier and then say for 2 years you award them as your preferred suppliers in each of your different segments that you require for building? And then say for 2 years, now you have the time and the money to use your project managers to focus on getting new business and or monitoring the projects that you have. They have a better amount of time and a more ample amount of time to make sure that you guys deliver on what you promise and your people deliver and you build the reputation of your company. For salespeople, I have the same question. Why aren't you asking about becoming a preferred supplier? Bidding is like being the lowest cost provider. You can always decide to do a bid, like you can always decide to be the lowest cost provider. Let's face it, everybody in bids, for as long as I've been doing sales, everybody tries to get the information from the people in charge of the bid. Hey, if we're close, will you let me know what you need? We all know those questions. And then we choose. Is it way too low? Is the person lying? We've been doing, those of us who've been doing this for a long time, we know what to ask, and then we get the opportunity. If we want to go a little lower to get the business, we do. Sometimes it's too low. It's out of our budget parameters or our profit range. But there's another conversation to have, whether you're the supplier or the construction company or the service contractor. It doesn't matter. There's another conversation to have. Why not have a preferred partner? You can have real frank discussions about what works in their particular segment. Let's say it's flooring. You could say, typically, this is 2% of the job based on this size job. We'd like you to come in at that. And then if you have an honest preferred partner, they'll tell you, well, here's my costs and here's what I like to make. And you all want to make a reasonable profit. And you want to understand, how can you help each other be more productive? Can you get change orders in on time? Can you get purchase orders in on time? Can you select colors and coverings and coatings? Working with a preferred partner, they'll tell you what makes them more productive if they're smart enough. It's amazing to me, companies are still using bidding. And then sales teams. Why aren't sales teams asking, hey, we'd typically like to become a preferred partner? Bids are not something that we are comfortable with. We'll do a bid and we do bids, but really our best performing accounts are partnered with us. Now that, of course, has to be true because you'd have to refer someone. You'd have to have someone give you a testimonial. But the reason most people don't do this is that we've got this mentality in Western societies about getting the lowest bidder so we can make more money. Why not have that conversation with a preferred partner? Here's our target. Let's work backwards. Let's see together with you, can we fit your services in with this budget and still make what we want? But I'd be asking preferred partners, what do you want to make? What's your typical profit? What are some of your costs? What's your overhead? If you've got 3 people potentially for a preferred partnership or 4, I suggest have 2 so that you've always got people to compare with, but not in a bid sense, in a quality sense. Why not have the best quality providers? And it doesn't matter what people provide, whether it's cleaning or distribution services or construction trades. And then all the people that service the construction trades. You can all have that conversation and save a lot of time and become much more productive. The reason people don't do it is, number one, salespeople are attached to outcomes. And their bosses are the reason they're attached to outcomes. Their bosses are saying, what did you close lately? What bids are you working on? Where are they in the process? Do you know if you're going to be the lowest? Do you have the contact that you can call to say, where are we? I mean, these are all crazy questions. And yet it's gone on for years and it's still going on, and it probably will go on in some companies. But some companies are getting smarter. They're asking about becoming a preferred partner. And then there's other companies, the construction companies, let's say, as an example, are saying, let's invite a couple preferred partners and let's share with them what we need and what we require. By the way, so construction people can say, well, I don't know if I get to do that on a bid because I'm bidding an architect's plan or the owner's plans. You can have those same conversations, because do the owners of land or the architects really want the cheapest provider? They want the most productive and the best for the money. And I would stay away from the jobs where people are always talking about you being the lowest and putting the pressure on it. And that goes whether you're a contractor or a buyer of supplies or a buyer of services, or you're a service provider. Why would you want to be the lowest? Thomas Merton once said, the biggest human temptation is to settle for too little. That's one of the reasons that draws these kind of behaviors. People settling for too little. And then it's the expectations that other people set, meaning you're the one that provides the expectation. So if you go along with a bid and you're calling people to see where you are, to see if you can get the last look, I've been doing this a long time. I know all the games. You're inviting that kind of behavior because it's your mindset that produces your reality. And again, that's a topic for a whole nother video. Your thinking and what you focus on is what creates your reality. People think that the opposite of how things really work. They believe what they see, as opposed to knowing and understanding. They're always seeing what they believe. And then they wonder why certain things don't work out, because then they default into victim mindset. Oh, look what happens to us. We always lose out on these bids. Or, oh man, we're always running around trying to make a profit on these bids. Who took the bid? Why bidding? Why not preferred partners? I'm a fan of questions, and maybe you can tell. I like to have conversations with people. For example, in my work, sales training and coaching, it's not for everybody, because my theory is about helping people buy and to have the biggest and deepest conversation, one that scares you, and it might even scare some of your potential customers. Yeah, bidding, we're not really fans of bidding. We have preferred partners. And does that mean we're out? Most people wouldn't even ask that question. Most people would respond like this. Well, what's a preferred partner? I mean, how come you don't want to do bids? And by the way, if someone said, okay, then we'll just take you off the bid list. Well, I didn't say that. It's like the low price. You can always get on the bid list, and you can always